Welcome back to Roaming with Restless Women. Today I'm absent because for some reason my Zoom background will not load. So we're kind of half blind going into this. I appreciate my guests still allowing me to do this today. Based in Los Angeles, Our Truth is a combination of twin sisters, Corinna and Isabelle Cott. Born and raised near Frankfurt, Germany, the twins began performing at the age of 8, singing regularly at town events. Deeply connected observers of life, Corinna and Isabelle have expressed themselves through art, poetry, music since their teenage years. Their debut album, Wondrous Life, is part of a musical written by the twins. They also released a collection of single releases called Our Truth Singles, and I will have all of those links that they sent me in the show notes. They are here on a mission as messengers of love, and it is very, very much needed these days. I know with all the things that are happening in our country. Thank you for being on the episode, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, Julie. Yes, thanks.
Well, so tell me about how you wound up in Los Angeles, when you came to the United States, and how are you pursuing your musical career here?
All right. So Isabel came 10 years after me. I've been
Okay.
here for 30 years. And I know you said three questions.
That's
Uh,
okay. When did you come? Let me put it that way, and then I'll let you answer each one.
I was 19 years old when I came to America. And originally I just really loved the language, which I still do. I love being able to speak English. We were introduced to the language in our household when we were kids because our parents used to live in Canada before we were born. And so they loved speaking English at home if they didn't want us to understand, but they were also really huge music lovers. Specifically, our father, fearless about singing and dancing anywhere and always having music on at home. And so we were introduced to English and music from little on, which I think is why I was so drawn to come here, to come to a country where we speak English and where all these songs that I loved and all these movies, we also were introduced to a lot of movies through our parents. Um, yeah, I would say that's what drew me here.
That's great. What about you, Corinna?
That was Corinna.
Oh,
And
you're correct. Okay, I've got you mixed up for whatever
no
reason.
worries.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Isabel,
No,
what
no,
about
that's
you?
okay. And you know what? There's a trick for that too, because
Oh,
Corinna with the short hair with the C and Isabel with the long hair with the I. You can
oh,
keep
that's
that up as a
perfect.
little reminder.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. Thank you for
Yep.
that. All right. Isabel, why did you
Yeah,
follow
I
through?
ended up here because, well, because Corinna was here. I visited often enough, and then it just so happened that I ended up here too. I think it had to do with some of that too, though. Don't you think? Oh, well, no, I mean, there was a lot. Our father died, and I felt like one of the reasons that you came too is like we solidified like each other, our relationship. It
Oh,
was much closer to our father than I was, unfortunately. I would have loved to have been closer to him, but well, I feel like we're meant to be here. It's the city of angels, and as messengers of love, where else could you be? It's the city of
okay.
angels with a lot of darkness too, but the angels are here
Yes,
in many ways, and I do think that the city really needs it too,
I
as
think
the whole
so
world needs it
too.
really. As you said earlier, love is good everywhere. It's good to be
Absolutely.
reminded of it too.
Have you been watching this is just an aside note. Have you been watching the monks walk for peace?
The what?
The monks, the Tibetan or the Buddhist monks who are walking across the United States for
Oh,
peace.
I saw that. I saw
No,
that
I
on
have
the
not.
news, interestingly enough, last night, I think, when I couldn't sleep during the night.
Yeah.
I don't really watch news or anything, but I came across that. See, I did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, so they started off, I think, in Texas somewhere. I can't remember.
I
And they
think
are
Texas is
now, and they're walking to the Capitol. They're walking to
yeah,
Washington.
yeah.
And they're now in the upper part of North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina, so I currently live in Florida, but
Ah,
it's been interesting to watch them walk for peace. And it sounds a lot like what you are doing with your music, and that is being messengers of love. Tell me how that came about.
that has to do with Corinna and I. We had to, when we came together, there was a lot of things that showed up, like programming on how you behave that wasn't very healthy. How we behave.
Mhm.
Yeah, you as in us, right? So we with each other. So I'm gonna throw in that I'm tired. My mind is a little sluggish. I apologize. It's like super high
No, don't
frequency
do
energy,
that.
and I woke up in the middle of the night reading news, whatever. So you can do it. Yeah. Um, there was a lot of things that in the way we behaved with each other, it became very obvious that there's a lot we need to heal. We are very close, obviously, because we're twins, and so those core wounds they did show up with each other.
Yeah,
And in order to overcome these harmful behaviors that we here and there
These
had
old
for each other,
programmings, yeah.
we had to focus on love, and we had
yeah.
to keep going back to love, and we had to keep forgiving each other and keep going back to love and focus love, 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 love.
But
And
that
so
that happened before you came. I feel like that is what was very much inspired by this whole belief system that we're all connected. Not just you and I, but everyone.
I'm saying, like,
Hmm.
because these the core wounds came up with you.
Yes,
They
that
didn't come
for
up with
sure.
others. With
Yes.
others came the surface things, but the
Hmm.
was really showing up with Corinna. And that core that is not just this life. I'm very much aware. It's much older than that. It has also to do with generally with the energies of the role we play as feminines in this world, and the roles that masculine played in this world or play. And the energies, I believe we have them inside. Every human being has these two energies. It's about having a coherence and a balance of these energies within the body.
Hmm.
So they and this is super interesting, was for me interesting to the whole subject, because I watched these energies showing up in Corinna's and my relationship, how we are taking on feminine masculine attributes with each other and then
Hmm.
fought through it in the past. And to come to that peaceful place was only possible because we chose love.
That's beautiful. I think there are, even without being twins, my sister and I are so different from each other. And my mother had Alzheimer's, and walking with my sister through that process with my mother and my sister were pals. They were, inseparable from the time we were in high school, and I left. Um, I was the wandering child. I was the rebel. I was the
Like the black sheep.
black sheep, totally, totally. And my sister was the good girl, taking care of, the protector, etc. And we had a close relationship. We never fought. We never had major issues. But because we were such different people, um, we weren't as close as we could have been. But my mother's illness brought us closer together. We've had some incredibly deep conversations and we're in our 60s. So just over the last few years, until our mother passed, and I just looked at her and I said, what I'm the most afraid of right now is that we'll lose our relationship because our mom isn't here anymore. That we'll drift away from each other, and I don't want that to happen. So we made a vow we would not let that happen. So,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. So tell me about some of and I totally relate with what you were saying, Isabel, about the core conflicts or the core hurts. generally those don't happen unless there is a very, very, very strong bond to begin with. So tell me about some of the things that you worked through, if you're willing to share, with focusing on love.
Respect. I'm sorry, I'm still
Mm,
talking.
Yeah.
But I just want to say most important was respect, allowing the other to be different and still be right.
yes.
So it's the battle of I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. Because I think that's a general thing too in families. The parents were giving us the rules. They were telling us it's that way. You might have a different way as a child. We children, we have our own way of thinking, and it's a battle of wills. But the parents are making the rules, making you essentially wrong as a child, generally
Hmm.
speaking. That has to do with, I think. And so, as a human being, we to find your own truth, and this is the black sheep way, often more than the ones that just go with what was given. The ones
Hmm.
that feel like, but I want to be invisible, is like letting go of those things that we were taught are true and are the way to live life. Okay, you want to say something? I'm sorry, I know you do.
Well, Isabel said the first thing she said is like the biggest thing, respect, because
Mm,
I think that we oftentimes have an expectation of how something is supposed to be because we're being taught that way. And obviously parents do always do their best. But depending
yes.
on where they come from, it's a cycle of behavior. And then oftentimes the biggest one is that we become automatic and we behave automatically and we're not even really thinking about what we're doing anymore because it's just the way we are. And
Right.
yeah, which Isabel and I are definitely seekers of higher versions of ourselves, which helps a lot to come into the space of love when certain areas weren't really love yet. But love is always there, and love
Hmm.
wants to be lived. And I even know this I believe this 100%, everyone loves love. Everything that is life, which is really everything, life, loves
Yes.
love. But we don't necessarily know what that means because we weren't taught through our parents or through our environment. So I've learned also that sometimes people are afraid of love because they don't know what it is.
Mm,
And also they were taught love is conditional in some form, which it isn't. That's, I think, a misconception.
hmm.
Love is really free and flowing and supportive and it just makes you feel good. But as soon as love makes you feel bad, I think that's not love anymore. That's some idea about it. So we were very lucky with a mother that unconditionally loved us. Now, that doesn't mean that she didn't do things we had to maybe unlearn or you know, stop believing in
Hmm.
ourselves. Because, as I said, no one's perfect. And we all come with our own issues. And especially the older generations had a lot of confinement and a lot of rules and regulations that nowadays, parents don't really do with their children anymore the way that they used to, or the way it was done to them. And so, but our mother was still very unconditional, loving us
Mm,
in a really wonderful way that allowed us to see love maybe a little more clearly than people who don't have that, that feeling of being safe and being taken care of and having a lot of physical love too, which I think is also very important because I think humans like touch. Unless they
yes,
just
for
Not,
learn it. No,
sure.
no, I do believe this.
not good.
I'm speaking right now. I believe this. This is my belief. I've worked with people enough and I always make it it's not even this is a part of me automatic. I touch people, strangers. And
Yes.
I feel very much it's sometimes very unusual to them and unfamiliar, but I can feel that it is welcome. I've had it,
Mm,
of course, where it's not, but I have gotten very intuitive, so I don't touch them when I feel that. But
I don't want to just be touched.
you,
So I'm a human.
yeah,
What do you do
okay.
now? So what is this now?
But you had a lot of touch, and that's why have a healthy, now you have boundaries and you don't want to be touched by strangers. But if it's I mean, if it's a stranger who's really coming without wanting something from you, you don't mind. I bet that 100%. You just feel when they want something more from you, so you don't want it. Don't you think? I don't
It's
know.
all
I'm not
good. I'm
speaking
not
for
with the
Isabel. I'm speaking
generalization.
from.
Humans is like maybe get tricky when it comes to touch.
We know for a fact. I mean, I don't know if we know this, but I believe this is true about when they tested babies. If a baby doesn't get touch, it withers
Yes.
because it
Yes.
needs it, not only to get diapers changed and be fed, but it needs love.
We need human connection for sure. And yes, as a baby, we must be touched because we must be, taken care of, which
No,
means
we must be feeling, we must feel
no, but I mean,
that.
it's not unavoidable. If you don't touch the baby, you can't feed it, you can't change the diapers, you can't, lift it
Yeah.
from there. It must be touched. That's what I mean.
But I go
Both
further. The
are,
way that I understood this is actually needs to be touched love. I mean, it cannot just be
yeah.
changed and fed. There's touch in there, but it needs love.
It needs a
That's what I
hug. It
understood.
needs some
Yeah.
cuddling, some affection, some acknowledgement of its humanity and that it is worthy
Yeah, the
of
existence that it's
love.
really
Yeah.
existing. Yeah.
But I
So,
Okay.
also have a daughter who, and so here's where I get your perspective, Isabel. I have a daughter who does not like um, un, unasked for touch. And many times we're a very huggy family, so that's a Southern thing too. Is I hug everybody. Well, I know this about my daughter. Just makes her uncomfortable. Not that she doesn't like it, not that she doesn't need it or want it. It's just not her go-to expression of glad to see you. It's
How
more
may I
formal
ask
for
how
her.
old your daughter?
She'll be
Sorry.
30 this year.
Oh, okay. No
Yeah,
worries.
so yeah, she's
I feel
she's
like
always been that way though.
yeah,
Yeah, so but she was
maybe it's
adopted.
the talking, but I can't see
That's
that you
okay.
know that you're sorry.
I know,
This is
I
the
know.
hardest thing that I
It
can
is
see you. I'm sorry.
hard. It is hard. No, she was adopted at the age of 14 months. And
Okay.
the whole, what you were saying, Corinna, around babies do need to have that because she was born in Russia. She was a 2 month preemie. She was in the hospital for 5 months. She only got touched when she needed her diaper changed or needed a medical procedure or needed to be fed. And so, it was the same when she went to the orphanage. So she learned how to take care of herself. She learned how to not be dependent on anyone else. And then when we adopted her and we got her home, um, she had some real issues with bonding with us because she did not get what she needed when she cried out, like most babies would, who are born into a family, a loving family who, when the baby cries, someone picks them up or takes care of whatever it is that they need taken care of. In the orphanage, it was a great orphanage, but they didn't have the staff to do that. So the baby's self-soothed. I think a lot of times that's where her reticence comes in. She's still inside that little independent creature. She takes care of herself. But in any case, tell me about your album. Tell me about how it came about. How you guys do you write the songs together? Is one a lyricist and the other a composer? How does that work with you guys?
Is when I are both lyricists and composers. So while we have written together, we mostly don't
Anymore.
anymore. Yeah. We generally write separate
Mm-hmm.
and then show this to the other. And then for recording purposes and mostly really for performance purposes, we then do the harmonies for the other, or even in
Oh,
some cases hand over some of the main lyrics, main vocals to the other. But nowadays we've gotten much more in like whoever writes it has the say, and if they want to give over something, they do, and otherwise the other one is a supporter, you know, because
so
You used to write.
which one of you is the alpha personality? I would say probably Corinna.
I think that really depends. I'm definitely more
Ah!
outgoing one. I am automatically very much, Isabel is more calmer and her intuition kicked in much faster than with me. I think that I had to, from when we were little, Isabel was very aware of her environment. And for me, my
Uh-huh.
environment, it didn't matter to me. I only mattered to me. I mean, that's
Yes.
too, obviously others matter too, but I was definitely more selfish and Isabel was very, very the opposite. And so then over time we both came towards each other. And so when it comes to who's the leader, again, I cannot say I would never. I don't know. Isabel has that smirk on her face. I'm not sure if she's not disagreeing, but I don't think that I am the leader. It really depends.
I would say, and I think that might be a healthier way of approaching this, that we know, yeah, I'm not gonna go. No, maybe I will. In the what we have observed in the animal world is maybe with a pack of wolves that comes to mind right now.
Oh,
There is the alpha male, and everybody does what they say, right? And human beings also, as I watched it or as we observed, like there's a leader and then the followers here. In this dynamic, it cannot be one. It has to be both. So
Uh-huh.
it depends on the situation. It's really an energy that flows. So
Uh-huh.
there are moments where, if you want to call it alpha, where one gives in to the other, and then there will be moments where the other one has to give in to the one. This is like there is,
because
yeah.
we are both leaders. It isn't that one of us is a follower.
We would
That
in the
is
animal
true.
world both be alpha. Hence, we would not be in the
We
same
would
room together or the
have our
same
own
pack.
kingdoms. Yeah.
Have our own pack of wolves.
That
So
is
here we are
funny.
with each other, which I
That
think
is
is
so
beautiful
funny.
also,
I think
and it's
it's
also a
gorgeous.
very it's powerful love. It's love because there's an end, A-N-D possible, and not the either or. You know, everybody has to do as I say. No, it's also that this person that says that can step back and allow others to do. That's way more healthy, I think, than consistently being in one role only or something.
And you know what really helps when in the states of writing together or not, we used to, because we come from a background with a lot of aggression. That was my father's side, right? Because I mentioned her mother. It was but we had to unlearn this stuff. But while we were still going through this, and it took forever, forever, and I'm sure here and there these moments can still flare up, but we're so good now.
Uh-huh.
But when we would work together, we would butt heads, right? Because we have two different opinions. Because
Uh-huh.
creation, especially in creation, I think there is an opinion. That doesn't make one better than the other. It's just a feeling of we're both expressing our feelings with our opinions, and we'll be. And now, since we do write separately, we would we did this, yeah. We basically are saying, if I write the song, it's mine, and now
Uh-huh.
I have the last say. But I am open to your opinions, and you can say
Yes.
anything you want, and it either resonates or it doesn't. And
Right.
so I know that we have been able, we have influenced each other here and there, but most of the time being that we are very clear channels from something beyond ourselves or even whatever. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we can say, yeah, thank you for that, but no, I don't.
We did something new with the songwriting. I wrote a song that recently, not too long ago, maybe last month, or 2 months ago, and it's so channeled like many songs, but I totally loved it how it was. And Corinna was inspired for the first time in a long time to add to it, and
That's so
and
mean.
and and
The first time in a long time I was inspired. No,
to add
why?
to my song. No, we because I
Well,
gave you a
because we
minute
don't,
to forget
because we
about.
write our own stuff. But yeah, okay, I hear you. I was inspired. I said, I
Yes.
hear drums and bass.
Can I?
Yeah,
What I want to
please do
say
continue.
is that in this particular, why that became easy, because in the past it was hard to let go of your own idea and allow somebody else to override your own creation, which
Uh-huh.
we realized this is what we did in the beginning when we wrote music. And there were a couple, for her a song and for me a song where I influenced her to change something, and she made me change mine. And we afterwards
Made
we were
you.
really unhappy. Well, you said I'm not going to sing it. So we after that we're like, well, wow, that wasn't cool. You know, I wish you would actually never had done that. It should have been the way that I wanted to create it. Then we started to write separately. And this new song I wanted to say, which was so cool, was that Corinna didn't say, I want to change it. We said, I'll just make my version of it. So now there's two versions of the song. There is my version, which is how it came to me, and then Corinna's version with what she added,
Our
which gives it a
co-creation.
completely different feel. So that's
That's
also something.
great.
Yeah, I think so too.
It makes
Yeah,
it
Keep
makes
growing.
this is
two.
again from being rigid-minded to, oh, it has to be one way, and then being open to say, okay, there can be two ways, and they can even exist next to each other.
Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, how did you come up with the title Our Truth?
That was we used to have another we used to have a musician partner, music partner, and when this came, it ended because we realized that there is a truth and we were not having the same truth. So,
Mm.
and the end parts of that other group, when we would write emails to each other, we found each other saying a lot, well, this is your truth, but this is our truth. This is your truth,
Uh-huh.
our truth. And so because of this truth thing, we just came to, and then also the last song we ever played with this group was a song we wrote called Our Truth. And it just seemed so fitting to
Yeah.
make this our band name, because the fact is truth is very subjective to the one who's looking.
Yeah.
Yes, some things are fact-based maybe, and we can say, okay, this is truth, but then again, like, I believe anything is possible and everything exists, and so there are these unexplainable moments and situations where everybody will say no to one thing and the one person will say yes and has a different experience, so that should be accepted. So our truth just works in the sense of like, well, this is just our truth. And I always like to say that I'm not pushing my truth onto anyone. It's just
Mm-hmm.
mine. Or
That's
ours in the sense of
beautiful.
love is really
So, give me several of your favorite song titles.
our own or somebody else's.
Yours.
Okay, I don't know. There's a lot of music.
Well, what kind of music do you play? So,
Our music,
describe your music. Let me put it that way.
I would probably call it's
Spiritual
music.
pop.
I recently wrote something like it's music for the soul, and really it is because it is coming from our soul. On a soul level, I feel we can connect. I mean, obviously only the ones whose soul
Children
connects
really
here.
like it a lot.
It has a lot of harmonies. I would say it's in the category of pop music, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, not the dance floor pop maybe as much as
Okay.
kind of a mellowish. Although
No, I do a lot of drums and
some of
bass stuff.
some of Corinna's songs are a little more upbeat than what I'm writing. Um, it's calm. It can be calming. It can be uplifting. Lyrically, it's to support. It's funny, in the other band, Corinna used to write the word fear, and pretty much every song somebody pointed that out.
Oh,
And
wow.
Not in the first 27 songs.
well, that's
And
what I
then we
thought.
wrote 108. So not I didn't write
Okay, so
100.
after it was pointed out, she
After it was
realized.
pointed out, I
But at
realized it.
first, it was in every song. So these lyrics are the lyrics that we're writing are, except for a few exceptions where actually I allowed my mind to work with me. They were just coming. They were just channeled. That I'm very open to receiving too, right? And then they were just channeled, and then they became a message to me. So it's something to help me on my journey of expansion, becoming a better version than yesterday. And these lyrics, that these are the lyrics to the song usually.
I think the biggest one
Hmm.
about our music when it comes to lyrics is that we're consciously aware, but with the belief again, I don't push it, that all words are creation. And I know for myself, as I sang along to, I don't even know, thousands and thousands of songs, and I used to, back in the days, the lyrics weren't raunchy, they weren't crude, they were heartbreak or not, basically, in my world. So I sang
Yeah.
the heartbreak songs and I experienced it all. Everything I ever sang, I experienced. So
Hmm.
for us, we write with the conscious awareness that the words will create. So you don't?
Speak for yourself.
Okay,
No, I'm
me, I
saying I'm
speak for
channeling
myself.
for myself. It's a message to me
I write only,
first.
well, Dan, you want to support yourself. So it's all lyrics, subconsciously or consciously. If you sing along or if you hear it in the background, it will always support you. And that's
Uh-huh.
not saying that this is how it has to be, because all songs exist with reason. And I'm sure I sang all of those songs with reason to come to the me I am today. So anyone should do whatever feels right to them. But for me, my creations are pure support to me, for me, and for anyone who's listening. So
Mm.
it will not misguide. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, because again, these songs exist with reason, other songs.
Except for tiptoe. I don't know. The words. You tiptoe around love.
But that was a fact.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Mhm.
it can all be word.
Yeah, so that's number one for the lyrics, and then musically it is it doesn't have so much of an edge, which I think a lot, but then I realized, I thought about this, is that we don't really we play on the keyboard, so all of our instruments are basically, we love orchestral music, so it has that kind of feel to it, where guitar music is the one that gives a little bit more of an edge. So I started
Mhm.
to write on the keyboard with the guitar too, to give it a little bit more of that, more of the, I don't want to say rock, but it definitely has a little bit, I'll stay with edge. But yeah, so that's the biggest one, where I feel like that's what children really resonate with our music, and animals, and the elder generation loves our music too. It's
Nice.
very soothing, you know.
Give a
So
title.
Oh yeah, title, yeah. Well, Isabel wrote Wondrous Life, but that's a great title.
it is a beautiful title. So,
And I just wrote, yeah.
well, I was going to say, do you play out? Um, do you play in bars? Do you play in nursing homes? Do you play, where do you play?
Yeah, we had played in nursing homes. But it was actually, for a while now, it's more private parties than
Oh,
anything.
nice. Yeah.
We don't really play in bars.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't fit, I feel.
Uh-huh.
And so it's really I want to use the word spiritual, but let's not misunderstand, because Isabel had a great point of saying to me once that spirituality could also be called energy. So with that, I totally agree. It's an energetic exchange. And so in a bar, I feel like the incentive to go into a bar is not about that. So in the
Uh-huh.
private parties, it's much more, it's a different setup. Or like we used to also do at the yoga studio. So that kind of thing, you know? That's where it's
Nice.
more than in a
So
bar.
your music will allow people to reflect, meditate, um, let the words jog them into action,
Sure, yeah.
or not,
Inspire.
depending.
We do inspire a lot, I
Inspire.
feel. Lots of times people come and they're inspired to do music again because they didn't anymore for a while or something like that.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, I wish I could hear your stuff on the podcast, but we will put the definitely, I will put the links in the show notes for sure. And guys, I have 3 questions that I ask everybody at the end of our episodes. The first one is if you could close your eyes and describe to me what you see in your mind's eye when I say wise woman.
What? Can you repeat, please?
Wise woman?
Yeah, describe what you see in your mind's eye when I say wise woman. What comes
What a
into your
fascinating
mind?
question. It's, do you want to start?
No, you.
Well, to me, it's interesting because I immediately thought, why only women? I have this thing about, it's
Because
so odd. I have this
Uh-huh.
thing about always wanting to have them be equal, male and female. And I do think that a lot of times, the separation, even though there's nothing wrong about asking just about women, but
Uh-huh.
that was, I can honestly say that was the first thing I thought. Why not wise men? But
Mm.
I don't even, to be honest, I can't say I see anything. I
Okay.
just I just believe that when it comes to wisdom that can be found in child to elderly, it just can be anywhere.
Anybody?
Wisdom is sometimes even beyond the person who's speaking. Sometimes it's
Yes.
channeled, and they didn't even know what they just said. It was meant to be
It
put into the field,
was,
so
yeah, it was meant to
that's what I
be,
got.
right? Isabel, what about you?
So I saw immediately a picture that I'm about to post. And so by the time you post that podcast, it should be out
Uh-huh.
there. It's a part of a because we're artists too, yeah, we do drawings, and it's a part of a drawing that I called the golden era. And on that picture is the divine masculine, the divine feminine, holding hands and touching nature, blah. But I saw her. So she has gray hair. She has long gray hair, and she's holding the hand of the divine masculine. And she's wise because she knows when to give and when to receive. She's in balance with herself, within herself, with her nature, with nature outside of her, within her and outside of her. She's in balance with the world around her because she knows where she begins and where she ends, or how she is one with everything, if that makes sense.
Nice.
Absolutely. That was gorgeous. I could tell you guys are poets as well. That's perfect. Okay, so here's my next question. Where do you like to roam?
Rome?
Rome, where you like to flow around. Nature and my own home.
Yeah.
Um, I do love people too. So when I am around people, I do love it. But what I'm drawn to, especially recently, uh, always nature, but my home. Just being in
Yeah.
Rome is such a beautiful thing to me.
It is. What about you, Isabel?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Where I feel comfortable. So wild. Uh, where do I like? Where am I drawn to? Is this? I'm still trying to answer the question correctly
Where
because
do you
Rome
like
is not a.
roaming is wandering.
I'm,
It's wandering without purpose.
oh, oh, in my mind then, right?
There you go. That could be.
That's true. Very
Absolutely.
good. I love that too. But you
Yeah.
love nature too. I
Yes,
think without nature, this
yes, of
wouldn't
course.
work.
Outside of my mind, yes, it could be anywhere. I love nature, for sure.
Yes.
Nature connection has, otherwise this isn't really working for me
And I
anyway.
love the sun, and I love the wind. I love everything
Yes.
so much.
Love
Good one, Mom.
life. It's a wondrous life, right?
Uh-huh.
And here's my final question. What makes you restless, but in a good way?
Oh, restless.
Well, restless. Has to me has a little bit of a negative con attachment to it,
Mm-hmm.
but that might just be how I translate. But the first thing I thought, what makes me restless, where I feel like, oh, I can't sit still, is music. There's many times where I just cannot not dance. If it's
Mm-hmm.
at home, I can be in the middle of writing and there's music on, and suddenly something comes on, and I have to stop writing, and I first have to dance in my living room, and then I can continue.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm in a clothing store and I might hear a song and I have to dance. I just have to. That's I guess where I get restless. I cannot not move
I love
when I'm
that. Isabel?
Yeah, so restless has also feels like it's a nervous system that's not at peace. Um, so that can happen when I watch TV. That I notice I'm getting nervous somewhere. Only when I watch TV.
Okay.
If it's like on a nervous system. Other than that, when do I feel? Yeah, whenever I'm excited and I want to do something, that's the moment where is this translating this correctly? That I
Yes.
hit an energy of okay, let's do this. This is of course when
Yes.
the excitement is there. This could be for anything, because I'm going somewhere where I'm excited to go, or I'm hearing song. Yeah, sure. I like to dance too. Can very be
Mhm.
inspiring, or even run up the steps because I don't know. I get this thing I guess.
Like the dogs
Yeah.
that cannot stop running. Yeah, get it. When there's that
Yeah.
moment.
That's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So is there anything else you would like to tell folks who are interested in hearing your music? Where can they go to get your music?
You can go to our music,
What?
our truth music, ourtruthmusic.com,
Okay.
where I actually made sure, because our music could be bought on Amazon, in Apple,
On
whatever,
the major
on the
platforms.
major platforms. But please buy it on our website.
Yeah.
I made it less expensive than if you were to go to Amazon, so it makes sense for you to get it on our side.
Yes.
Yeah, so we don't have to have a middleman, huh? It's just right there. You can download it as an MP3. We also have a lot of music videos. Actually, for every song, we either have a music video or a lyric video for those songs that are on the website. I
We
think
have a lot of
True-
affirmation
for sure.
songs too, which I find very helpful. Isabel wrote more of those than I did, but her songs are definitely like in my head often enough, and I just sing it to myself, and it immediately lifts up the mind and the space and the weird energy I might be in that suddenly brings that song to me. But yeah, I think affirmations are something really wonderful to affirm
Yes.
ourselves into a brighter existence. And so we have some cool music there too.
Yeah.
Oh, that
And
sounds
art.
wonderful.
Yeah, you can spend days on our website because we have created a lot of content. And if it's not on our website, it's on our YouTube sites or it's on our Instagram
Instagram.
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some stuff on
there's links there.
there is some stuff on Instagram we do not have anywhere else, it seems,
And YouTube sometimes.
especially recently. So anyone who's interested, to our wonderful listeners now that enjoyed listening to us and would like to know more, then check out our Instagram page too, because there'll be some extra stuff too.
Oh, that sounds
But the starting point is
wonderful.
our music.
Yes.
Ourtruthmusic.com. I've got it. I've got it. All right. Thanks for being on the episode, you guys. You're a testament to how two different sisters can get together and make some beautiful, beautiful music and some beautiful love. Thank you for being on this mission. We need more of you.
Thank you for having
Thank you very much. And
More of
I'll put
us.
everything in the show notes, folks. Thanks for watching and listening. Julie Noonan here. Thank you so much for listening to Roaming with Restless Women. If you're a successful senior woman leader who would like to be on this program, please visit podcast.intuitivewisdomcoach.com. If you enjoyed this interview, please share this episode on social media and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Your thumbs ups and reviews go a long way.